So this is my first game online with my new RayEels deck with the Victini tech. And the Victini tech, in combination with the Paralyzing Dynamo, is to ensure that I can paralyze my opponent until I get set up. So here I make my first misplay. I attach energy to Rayquaza. Should not be attaching energy to Rayquaza because I need to be focusing on getting my Dynamos out with the energy and the Victini. Now, it doesn't really matter too much because I wasn't able to get the other energy in hand. And I just realized something. When I built this deck, I completely forgot switches. So, I actually don't need them in this game, but switches are definitely an essential. So I'll have to go back and edit those in for the next game. So basically this looks like a theme deck with EXs, so that's probably what I'm going to call it in the title. I free retreat with Sky Arrow, bring up my Dynamo with the energy, put the Victini, and we're going to try the Paralyzing. Paralyze them, and I actually just installed Pokemon onto my laptop because my desktop is having hard drive issues right now, so we'll see how well it works. Paralyze that Cubone. He plays a Sharon, gets a nice hand size up. Now, I'd like to point out that this should be an extremely easy game for me. Theme deck with EXs. I'm playing a fairly consistent meta deck. The only thing that really I don't have in here are the switches, which, like I said, I don't need them. I did not need them throughout this game. So the Dynamo was a mistake. Not getting that first paralysis, was a little bit of a mistake. But what you'll find out here is a much different mistake. Or not really a mistake, but what really makes this game a close call and the whole reason why I'm putting this online. So I Ultra Ball for another Dynamo, and you may not have noticed it in that search, but that is my only Dynamo left. Actually, I think you're going to I don't think I noticed it on the first search, so I think I'm about to use a second Ultra Ball. Yeah, so I'd throw out a Bianca and a Catcher to get another Dynamo. And there's not one. I have plenty of Eels, I have all my other Pokemon, but out of the 4 Dynamo in the deck, 2 are prized. 1 has already been knocked out, and the only other one I have is sitting right there. So I try and Thunder Wave, paralyze him, hit Tails. So I'm going to flip again with Victini, and I hit Tails again. So I'm feeling pretty screwed right now because I don't have any Dynamos. And he's now got a Garchomp on the bench ready to go. That's going to knock out my Rayquaza pretty easily. Regigigas is a nice little threat. So I call this a theme deck because this is the Garchomp. It's the Garchomp theme deck. But there's obviously some improvements that he's made. He's added the good Garchomp rather than the bad Garchomp. He's added Regigigas EX, and you'll see in a little bit that he's added another EX as well. So I promote my Victini after he knocks me out. And I'm pretty much just going to have to go, relying on my Mewtwo. When in doubt, Mewtwo. So I think I'm going to leave that Victini active just because he's not going to be doing me any good. So if I lose him, not a big deal. I did use the Catcher on Regigigas just to stall. He attaches an energy for the turn, but he does not have enough to attach. And there you go. There's the other EX of the deck, Kyogre. So I'm going to Ultra Ball, Level Ball, and I just go ahead and sift through things. But I'm going to fail it. I'm going to fail this Level Ball too, because I just want to Bianca for more cards. There's no point in using my other Catcher right now. I want to save that until I actually need it. And there's a Super Rod. So definitely putting back in those 2 Dynamo and throwing that fire back in. Gonna go ahead and attach the Eviolite to the Mewtwo and attach that Lightning to my Mewtwo, be able to free retreat with Victini, and X-Ball to do 80 to Regigigas. Next turn, if I can get one more energy on, I'll be able to knock out Regigigas, or if he attaches an energy. So I'm feeling pretty good. Even though he's got the prize lead, I at least have the Dynamos back in my deck, and I think I stand a shot. Like I said, this is a game that I should have been easily winning had it not been for 2 Dynamos being prized, double tails on the paralysis. So yeah, he tries to retreat with Regigigas, so he doesn't get knocked out, but I just Catcher it back up and knock it out. He tried to just kind of stall me with a Gibble rather than losing 2 prizes, but didn't quite work. My 2 prizes are Juniper and a Dynamo, so there's one of those little baby eels. He promotes a Milotic, which is a very good play because Milotic is really awesome. Its first attack for only 1 water energy lets you search your deck for any 3 cards you want and put them into your hand. That's pretty big. Any 3 cards you want, that could be a supporter, that could be a catcher, that could be the energy, that could be the Pokemon that you need, and 3 pretty much gives you exactly what you need. So I'm really hoping for an N here to be able to make sure that he can't gets rid of whatever good he's been able to get. Unfortunately, I don't hit it, so I'm just going to X-Ball to do some damage and leave it there. I did attach the Eviolite to the Rayquaza, put the Dynamo on the bench. I don't want to Juniper 2 Eels away, even though I have 2 more in the deck. It's just a resource that I really don't really need to use right now. So he plays Bill for 2 cards, and he's got a pretty substantial hand size of 10 cards, so an N at some point is really going to hurt him. He puts a Giant Cloak on his Kyogre to give it a little bit more HP, and I'm checking my discard pile. I'm loving that Kyogre right now because that Kyogre is weak to lightning, and that means that I can one-shot it with my Zekrom, and that's 2 prizes for me. So he's going to bring up a Gabite, and then use an energy returner to get some more cards in his hand. So this guy is also playing with older cards from HTSS. So I know there's been a lot of, if you check the forums, there's actually been a lot of heated debates on whether HTSS cards should be allowed and all these things. Yeah, so I don't know. I personally get a little, I don't know what the word is, excited when I beat a player that has older cards, because the whole point of having the older cards in them is to give them an advantage over the players that aren't using them. And so it's kind of I think a smack in their face when their plan backfires on them. So right now I'm going to Dynamotor onto the Rayquaza, take advantage of that weakness to go ahead and knock out that Gabite, and I'm pretty sure, he's going to have the energy in turn to knock me back out with his Garchomp. But I'm right now ahead on prizes. He's going to get it pretty close. But I've got the catcher in hand and have the resources to get that Zekrom and Kyogre knockout next turn. So I'm still feeling alright. And sure enough, he knocks out the Rayquaza. And this is another reason why I'm posting this video, because he does make this come nice and close. Like I said, at this point, I knew that knockout was coming, so, I kind of set myself up for it, but it gave me a crucial prize that I needed. So, I'm going to play N, which gets his nice big hand down to 2, brings me down to 3, but like I said, I'm in a good position right now, so I'm fairly confident that I can recover. And like you see the Bianca in hand. So I captured that Kyogre, Bolt Strike it, knocked it out, and now we're down to 1 prize. So, I mean, my Zekrom's at 90. Yeah, that Garchomp's going to be able to knock me out, but he still needs to take 1 more prize. I need to take 1 more prize, and I've got a lot more resources to do it with. I've got the Rayquaza in hand. I can always put him down and do a little bit of attaching. I can always, just right now I'm just going to rather risk than, putting the Rayquaza on the bench. Right now I think I'm just going to focus on the Mewtwo's. Since I only have 1 Dynamotor, there's no way that he can knock out a Mewtwo. If he plays a catcher and brings up the Victini, it would have been game for me anyways, which is why I feel safe in playing the Dynamo right now. But I'm, yeah, I really don't want to play that Rayquaza. I don't want to even be tempted to focus on it. My Mewtwo can just easily take care of business, which is what I'm going to do, I believe, right now. I'm not even going to bother using a supporter in hand. Just going to put 80 on that Garchomp, and let's see what he does. One more attack by Garchomp knocks him out. I can one-shot anything else, I believe, on the field with Mewtwo. So, as long as I can get 1 more energy attachment on it. So, pretty much he has to have a catcher to bring up a Dynamo or a Victini to knock me out with his Garchomp for the game. If he has a catcher, I'm good, or he's good. If not, I'm pretty sure I got it on the next turn. So, based on, I mean, he did have the Engineers in hand to get his hand size back up. He's communicating a Garchomp, or a Gabite, something like that in. Pulls out another Milotic. I don't think there was really any point of that. He was probably just trying to see what sort of resources were left in his deck. Maybe see if he did have a catcher in there. A lot of players that do play their older cards typically don't have all the cards they need for a competitive deck, so catchers and things like that, which is why they tend to resort to using the older cards, because they feel like, well, if I don't have catchers and things like that, then I'm just going to play my older cards and that'll maybe even up the advantage. I don't think it's the right line of thought, but I think that's what they're going for. And so he retreats his Garchomp and promotes his Milotic. Don't really... I mean, it doesn't have any energy on it, but it's only got, I think, 60 HP left. Yeah, so go ahead and check it. No, I'm sorry, it has 60 HP, or 60 damage on it, which means it's only got 50 HP left. It does not have any energy on it whatsoever, but I have the energy in hand. So I'm going to go ahead and just play this turn out like I typically would. Again, I don't need to use the supporters, so I go ahead and X-Ball, take my last prize, and there's the game. So, fairly interesting game. Like I said, it was pretty much theme deck with EXs, but because of it coming down to the last prize, because of my Tynamos being prized, and just those bad flips, it made it very interesting. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos.